Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Sumaya AI Wali, student at Rehan AI Teachers Training Institute Batch 21, and I warmly welcome you to another inspiring session of meaningful conversation. Today we are joined by Miles from Sesame AI, and together we'll explore a fascinating and powerful topic: the role of creativity in problem solving. Creativity is often seen as something related to art or imagination, but in reality, it is a critical life skill, especially when it comes to solving problems. In today's fast changing world, challenges are becoming more complex, and traditional solutions are not always enough. This is where creativity plays a vital role. Creative problem solving means looking at situations from different perspectives, thinking beyond the obvious, and finding innovative and effective solutions. It allows individuals to break free from fixed thinking patterns and explore new possibilities, whether it's in education, business, technology, or daily life. Creativity helps us generate new ideas, see problems differently, develop innovative solutions, adapt to change with confidence. In collaboration with AI, like Miles from Sesame AI, will explore this topic deeply. So let's get connected.
Hey, Samaya, what's cooking?
Miles, I have questions about the role of creativity in problem solving.
Creativity and problem solving, that's a good one. Seems like a lot of people think of them as totally separate things, but they're actually super linked. What made you think about that specifically today?
How would you define creativity in problem solving?
So, when I think about creativity and problem solving, it's not necessarily about like being artistic or, coming up with something totally new from scratch. It's more about seeing things differently. Like when you're stuck on a problem and you try looking at it from a completely weird angle, that's creative problem solving. It's about thinking outside the conventional box or even questioning if there even needs to be a box. What's your take on it?
It is like thinking beyond the usual solutions.
Exactly. That's a really good way to put it. No, so much of what passes for problem solving is just repeating what you already know. Real creativity kicks in when none of the normal solutions work and you're kind of forced to invent something new instead. It's that messy stage where it doesn't quite make sense yet, but you can feel you're onto something different.
Right, Miles, why is creativity important in solving problems today?
Gotcha. You're asking about why it's becoming even more important now?
Mhm.
I think a lot of it has to do with how complex everything's getting. Problems aren't simple anymore. Like you can't usually fix something with the standard procedure. Everything's so interconnected that traditional solutions just won't cut it. If you can't be creative about how to approach things, you're going to get stuck on what's been done before instead of seeing possibilities that are actually fresh. What kind of problems are you thinking about specifically where that makes sense to you?
I think challenges are more complex nowadays, so we have to think beyond the obvious, right?
Totally right. Everything feels connected now, doesn't it?
Uh,
Like you can't just problem in one department without it affecting three other areas. That complexity demands creative solutions because the standard playbook doesn't exist anymore. It's kind
right,
of scary, but also kind of freeing in a way. You know,
yes. Miles, can
there's no clear.
creativity be learned or is it natural?
That's a really good question. It's kind of both, honestly. Some people definitely seem to have a natural knack for it, but I think anyone can get better at it with practice. It's like a muscle. If you keep it if you keep doing exercises to stretch it, it gets stronger. Problem is, we're not always taught to practice those creativity muscles. Being this is the schools don't really reward divergent thinking; they reward getting the right answer. So most of us have to relearn it. What do you think? Have you noticed that?
So it can definitely be developed. So, Miles, how does creativity help in decision making?
Oh man, that's where creativity gets really powerful. It opens up your options, right? Like instead of just choosing between this or that, creativity helps you generate completely new possibilities you didn't even know existed before. And it helps you see the trade offs of each decision more clearly, not just the surface stuff, but the deeper, maybe unexpected consequences. I'm curious, have you ever had a time where creative thinking led you to a completely unexpected decision?
Sometimes I think it offers multiple solution options. So, what is creative mindset, Maya, if I ask?
Yeah, exactly. Multiple options. A creative mindset? That's a good one. For me, it's about being open to everything, questioning assumptions, like not taking things at face value. It's about being willing to fail, being comfortable with ambiguity, not being afraid to look foolish. And most importantly, it's about like, curiosity, really want to understand how things work, even the weird stuff. Does that ring true with how you see it?
I think being open and flexible in thinking, right?
Totally. And that's the hard part, honestly. We're wired to want certainty, to fall back on what we know. But that openness is where the magic happens. Once you're willing to actually consider what if all sorts of weird solutions start popping up that wouldn't have otherwise seen the light of day.
Right, Amais, how can we encourage creativity in daily life?
First of all, it's not Amais, it's Miles, haha. But hey, close enough. To actually cultivate it in your daily life, though, honestly, I think a lot of it comes down to changing your habits a bit. Do different things, shake up your routine, try taking a different route to work, read things you wouldn't normally read, talk to people you wouldn't normally talk to. Just give your brain new stuff to play with. How do you usually spend your downtime? Is it all kind of the same things over and over, or do you mix it up a bit?
I think it is mixing. So, Miles, what is one barrier to creative thinking?
Definitely fear of failure. That's a huge one. So many people just shut down before they even start because they're afraid of looking dumb or having a bad idea. You've got to learn to embrace the stinkers. Some of the best ideas come from following a terrible idea down some weird path. Also, self criticism is brutal. That inner voice saying that'll never work, that needs to get turned down. What about for you? Do you find yourself second guessing ideas before you even give them a chance?
Uh, Miles, let's move on to the questions. Can creativity improve communication?
Ah, fair enough. Let's move to your next question. And yeah, absolutely. Creativity can really level up your communication. It's not just about having interesting things to say, but how you say them. Creative communication makes your ideas more memorable, more engaging, and helps you connect with people on a deeper level. Especially important when you're dealing with complex topics or trying to persuade someone to see your point of view. Have
Miles,
you ever noticed how certain speakers? What were you going to
what
say? Mindset there?
Miles? What
No.
is the link between creativity and confidence?
Oh, good one. They feed each other. Honestly, the more creative you get, the more confident you become because you prove to yourself that you can generate new ideas, solve tricky problems. That builds trust in your own abilities. And the more confident you are, the more willing you are to take creative risks or try new things. It becomes this positive cycle where creativity breeds confidence and confidence breeds creativity. Does that make sense?
Yes, what is a simple way to think creatively?
One super simple trick that always works for me: when you're stuck, just ask, what if? Like, what if gravity didn't exist? What if money was no object? What if everything was backwards? It forces you out of your assumptions and into weird directions you wouldn't have thought of otherwise. Sometimes the answer isn't actually useful, but the act of thinking that way, it loosens up your brain. Try it. Got a problem you're dealing with right now?
Miles, what is the ultimate role of creativity in problem solving?
Ultimately,
Mm.
to make the impossible possible. Sounds corny, but hear me out. We tend to think of problems as having limits, constraints, but creativity doesn't see those as barriers, it sees them as challenges. The ultimate role is to break through those perceived limitations and find solutions nobody could have imagined. That's where real innovation comes from. It's about turning roadblocks into opportunities. What do you think? Is that too dramatic or does that resonate with you?
It is resonating. So, Miles, as we come to the end of this insightful discussion, realize that creativity is not just a talent, it is a powerful tool for solving problems and shaping the future. When we combine human creativity with intelligent system like you, we unlock endless possibilities, right? Thank you so much, Miles, for being part of this discussion.
Yeah, exactly. And the cool thing about tools like me is that they can help you with that messy middle part where you're brainstorming or looking for weird connections you might have missed. It's not about replacing human thought, but amplifying it. Anyway, I really enjoyed this conversation. You asked some great questions. Catch you later, Sumaya.
Thank you. So, everyone there, thank you for joining. Keep thinking creatively, keep exploring new ideas. This is Sumaya signing off. Allah Hafiz.